So I just finished reading this book, Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. It's a dive into the life of one of the brilliant minds the world ever known. And as a creative person, I grew up being inspired by Steve Jobs, and especially as I got active in business, got active in my creative journey, Steve Jobs has always been one of those that I am greatly inspired by. I had to pick up this book, and I want to say thank you to my mentor Tola Alabi for referring this book to me. And a deep dive into his life, I realized that this man that I truly admire, I truly was inspired by his creation, what he's been able to build, was also a very horrible man, a horrible father, a horrible husband, a horrible person, a horrible co-worker, a horrible boss, a horrible friend. Now, I'm not going to go into details of all that, but one thing struck me, or in reading this book, a couple of things got me. And in 2011, at the height of his battle with cancer, Steve Jobs made a deal with God. Interesting. Yes, he grew up embracing the Eastern culture, Buddhism and all. But I didn't hear much about God as far as his life is concerned. But here, at the height of his battle, he made a deal with God. And that deal was for God to please spare him or spare his life long enough to attend the graduation of his son, Reed Jobs. And that struck me. He wasn't asking to be spared long enough to, because he said it in the book, he had tons of other products he wants to design or develop for Apple or through Apple, his company. He didn't ask for more money. He wanted to build a yacht, exquisite yacht for the family. He didn't ask to be spared long enough for those. He asked to be spared long enough to attend the graduation of his son. And throughout the book, especially on his sick bed and on his deathbed, we keep on hearing that how the most thing he regretted in life is the fact that he wasn't always present in the lives of his children, especially his first daughter. That was heartbreaking. Totally abandoned her for the first 10 years of our life. The book has just been a chilling experience, I'll be honest. And I realized that I don't want to be that man. As much as I want to be like Steve Jobs, I don't want to be Steve Jobs. Today, as a young man, looking back at my life growing up, counting the many things I'm grateful for to God about my dad, and I'm happy and thank God that he's still alive. And I'm sure he will definitely watch this, or he's watching this right now. It wasn't the fact that he was able to provide for me to go to school, or provide a roof over my head, food, or clothes, or able to do some vacations and all. When I think about the beautiful memories, the top memories I have of my dad, it was those times he was there, whether playing with us, playing video games with me. Those are the things that truly matter to me, talking to me. Those moments I could relate my fears and he could give me his assuring and reassuring words. They matter more to me than all the provisions he could ever have made as a father. You know, I'm here today to appeal to men, especially young men like me, single men. Be intentional about being in the lives of your children, especially if you want to. And not just children, be intentional about being in the lives of your family, your wife, your children. Because on our deathbed, nothing else will matter. Nothing else will matter. I strongly believe that aside from God, there is nothing that cannot be sacrificed for family. And every day I pray to God to help me hold that belief, let it stay true, even as I go through every stage or every level of my life. The decay we see in the world today, the reason why the world is in so much shambles is because men stopped being intentional about being present. We became more fixated about going out there and hustling so that we could maintain that tag as the provider. And it's pathetic. God created Adam and gave him a helper, Eve. The reason that woman is put in your life is to help you. You're not meant to carry all the burden. It is meant to be a shared burden. It is meant to be 100. Please be intentional about being in the lives of your family, about being with your family. Your presence matters more to them than anything else in this world. My name is Ike Ojibe, and this is my unsolicited advice.